What is up, boys? On this week's episode, we sit down with Mike White and Shaun Shubert of Red Seal Martial Arts here in Taunton. We talk with Mike about his plumbing career. We talk with Shaun about his culinary background before going into mixed martial arts. We also dive into the fighting world as we record this in Shaun's gym, Red Seal Martial Arts Academy here in Taunton. A lot of laughs, a lot of good times. This is an episode you do not want to miss, and it's honestly one of my favorite episodes to date. Sorry, Jay. This one's chopping you 100%, bud. And there's Shaun in the back. Shaun, go over here. Say hi to the people. This is Shaun. I just met him today. He's one of the nicest, chillest guys in the world, but he could probably knock you out. So you do not want to miss this episode.
Yo, check it out, dude. These guys are fun. I've been on a lot of podcasts. This is one of the best ones I've been on.
Hell yeah, man. This is a great intro. Yeah. Catch this episode right now. Too legit. What is up, guys? I'm Tiago. I'm Tiago. We are using new mics. I'm Tiago. This is Alex, and two special guests today. Let me see if I get these accolades right real quick. The man all the way to the right, Shaun. I forgot your last name. I'm so sorry. Shaun
Shubert.
Shubert. Multi kickboxing and Muay Thai champion. Unfortunately, he is retired, but I'm going to try to talk him out of it by the end of this podcast. He is also a business owner and a gym owner at Red Seal Martial Arts here in, is it Lakeville or Taunton?
Technically, it's Lakeville.
Lakeville.
Yeah, we're right on the line.
You're on the borderline, right?
Just a piece, yeah.
All right. And the man closest to me, a very good personal friend of mine. Let me take a deep breath because he has a lot of accolades, all right? 6-time champion, 14-0 undefeated fighter. A plumbing foreman, and one of my good friends, Michael White, is in the building today.
I appreciate that, Tiago. Thank you very much, buddy.
Guy, how do you feel, man? How do you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah?
Better now that you guys are here, you know what I'm saying?
We've been wanting this podcast episode for a while.
I know.
We kept on talking about it. Like, we always worked at, like, certain job sites where we're like, all right, hey, Mike, like, let's be real. When are you coming on? And then he would never text me back. He would, like,
dude, ask this guy, dude. I suck at texting, bro.
He's like, oh, yeah, just call me. I tried to call him. He doesn't even pick up. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this guy.
Pretty much terrible at everything, unless it's plumbing or fighting. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah, great to see you guys.
When it comes to socialization, Mike kind of fails at that. But it's all good. We still love you, Mike.
Yeah, thanks.
In his car sometimes.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thanks, man.
Hey, how'd you guys meet? Like, was it like a stroke of luck or?
To me, it was.
No, and honestly, to me, it was too because, dude, it's so fucking weird, bro. Because it all started when I was just looking. It all started when I was looking to defend myself. That's all I was looking for was just self-defense shit. You know what I mean?
Were you bullied? Hang on. Were you bullied?
No, I wasn't bullied. Thanks,
Come on.
Tiago. No, I wasn't fucking bullied. I wasn't bullied. I promise.
Dude, you better fucking tell me right now. Fuck it.
Dude, me, guys, come on, bully.
Like now you can totally fuck up any bully. So like, let's be real.
No, but yeah, I was just looking for kickboxing, and I looked up kickboxing near me, the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? And it actually pointed me to a different place in this building.
Just bad SEOs right there.
I guess, and yeah, it didn't end up being like a real spot. It was like some cardio, like kickboxing shit. I didn't know that at the time.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like just pop up, like
it was like a workout, like more type of thing. You know what I mean?
But it wouldn't like teach you like kickboxing or Muay Thai,
correct.
like traditional. Okay.
Correct. I remember pulling up, looking for this place. It wasn't called Red Seal Martial Arts, but it was called something else. And I remember pulling up, and I saw him jogging outside. He must have been training for a fight at the time too.
Yeah.
And I asked him, like, is this like such and such? And he just said, yeah. Because he was in the middle of a run. I'm fucking up his run. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. What else do you need? You know what I mean? And so then, but I thought he was talking about his door. You know what I mean? So I ended up coming into his gym by accident. I didn't even know like Red Seal like fucking was there at the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And but I thought it was at the right place, and ended up fucking working out. Everything's meant to be, Tiago. You know what I mean?
I think it was just like fate at this point. You know what I mean?
Fate, Shaun.
It's fate for me.
So, how long have you been a part of this gym?
I think this August will be 5 years.
5 years. Wow. Congrats, man.
Yeah.
Good shit. And Sean, how long have you had?
Better than a master's degree.
I like the way you think.
Hey,
you know?
bro, it's Dr. Mike White over here, dude.
How long have you owned this gym, Sean?
I've been in business in this building for the past 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
Good shit, brother. It's good shit. It's I feel like just running any business is super difficult, and having your own martial arts gym along with you teach martial arts and Muay Thai and kickboxing. You also have another gym downstairs where it's all weightlifting and everything like that. I'm assuming you own that too, right?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No, I actually sublet from them downstairs.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Those guys are doing big things. That guy owns, I want to say, 2 CrossFit gyms, this gym downstairs. He owns this food company that he's affiliated with, the gym's affiliated with. So they do pre-prepped, fresh meal kind of things.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
Helps with, body weight, and all these guys cutting for fights or weightlifting competitions, competitions.
So, this podcast is obviously about blue collar life and everything like that, but we also dip into entrepreneurships, business owners, and you, since you're a successful business owner, what was your motive into opening your own gym? Was it a stroke of thought, hey, I just want to open it, or was it you just had this thought, even when you were younger, I want to become a multi-world champion, I want to own my own gym, et cetera, et cetera?
I actually wanted to be a rock star when I was a kid. Wanted to play heavy metal music.
Just like anybody.
Anybody. Right? Yeah. I had a band in my mom's basement. I was playing some fucking terrible music. The neighbors would call and ask us to stop. I actually went to trade school myself and got my culinary degree and went on to be a manager in the kitchen, worked my way up as a supervisor, a sous chef, and then I went on to rent out the back of a small restaurant and served their bar with food and ran catering out of the back, did some food shows, that kind of stuff. I was training in martial arts as a hobby, and MMA started becoming real hot on the scene. I wanted to switch gears and see if the things that I learned in karate were actually working out for me as far as translating into fighting skill. So I signed up for some cage matches against the advisory of the guys I was training with at the karate gym. They knew that there were some missing pieces in the karate, and I went out there and found out what pieces were missing, and then furthered my martial arts journey with looking for those pieces, and continued to fight for sport and do it as a hobby while I ran a restaurant, drinking, partying at the restaurant, being that kind of young guy that was doing pretty well, got to my head, made some mistakes, got into some trouble, and ended up losing everything at probably about 24 years old. House, business, everything kaput, yeah. And the guy that I was training with saw my tenacity for going outside the box, going outside the realm of the karate dojo and going into the sport and getting my ass kicked and getting all the information firsthand for myself. And he kind of promoted me up along and gave me some extra classes to teach and let me do some other things on the side. And then when I ultimately fell on my face, he helped pick me back up and helped me open this school as a karate school that I was promoting for him and running some other stuff out of the side to kind of give a name for myself. And ultimately, he was running from his own demons and trying to make his own way and end up committing suicide a year into our business endeavor together, and left me kind of hanging with the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was obviously a very detrimental time and something that hit me real hard, but it was one of those one door closes, other one opens kind of thing. It gave me the opportunity to switch gears and give people what I felt like they needed from the karate piece that was missing. So even when I renamed the facility, I paid homage. The name Red Seal is actually an acronym, and the old martial arts is actually part of Red Seal, and the E that is in there is paying homage to the eclectic karate and the kind of background that the philosophy that he instilled in me as a child.
That's amazing, dude. Holy shit. Just trying to process everything, but that's like such an incredible story where you like, you had everything going, and you hit rock bottom, and then now you are where you are now. It's like you're such a successful business owner, a successful coach, as you can, Mike's a perfect example, as long with, the rest of your fighters too. I've seen videos online, and you are such an amazing coach, and just hearing the story, it's like, like there are like, there's ways to come out when you're hitting rock bottom, You can always move up, because if you're at rock bottom, you can't go any lower.
If you got the fighting spirit, you
gotta pick yourself up. And I think you're like the pure definition of that. So,
thank you.
Holy shit. I'm so inspired right now, man. about to quit plumbing and just fucking let's go!
Those are the words you want to hear about.
I was hoping Mike would say that, but I'll take you.
Go fuck yourself.
So, Mike.
Hey, what's up, dude?
So, obviously, you came to this gym. What were you always into plumbing? That's my first question. You graduated BP, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
So you graduated. I'm assuming I'm like Nodwar. I know all the facts, guys.
Yeah.
But you graduated BP. I'm assuming you were always into plumbing at BP.
Yeah, I was in plumbing.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the plumbing shop at BP. Yeah.
Did you do co-op or no?
No.
No.
I sucked at school bad.
So what do you mean,
you need good grades to go to co-op.
Oh, and wait. All right. So hang on. Were you just like terrible at doing classwork, or you just didn't give a fuck? Let's be real.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck, dude.
He didn't even give a. He didn't give a shit. It's like yes, but like
I didn't give a fuck.
You didn't give a fuck.
No.
All right.
Like the teacher would be like going around collecting everybody's homework that was due, like that right now. You know what I mean? And I'd be in the back because my last name starts with a W, so I'm way in the back, and I'm doing the homework that she's collecting at the moment. You know what I mean? Like that was pretty much my high school career in a nutshell. Now,
did you always see yourself like want to become where you are now? Like you're a foreman plumber right now. You just been promoted to that. Congrats, by the way. Also, Mike's a 2-state licensed plumber, by the way, too.
Oh, hey,
congratulations. I forgot to add that in the accolades. But a 2-state licensed plumber, that's huge, guy. Especially around here, because Massachusetts is very hard to get your plumbing license. Like, were you always envisioned like, oh, hey, I'm going to become like a licensed plumber? Or was it just something like a side quest, to like your actual main quest, which your main quest is you want to go 30-0 like Khabib and just like absolutely dominate like everybody.
Yeah, it's weird you say that because like my whole apprenticeship, like the whole 5 years, like I was kind of just coasting by, you know what I mean? Like I got hooked up with a great foreman, Jeremy. You remember Jeremy?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Shout out to Jeremy. Yeah. I hope you watch this.
Yeah, so I was kind of just gliding by.
Yeah, he was a great foreman to be under.
Yeah, he was.
He was like...
He was my crutch. Like, I sucked, and he'd go back to the office, yeah, this kid's great,
Yeah.
But, yeah, because, like, I would just be so fucking... I was like, this was fucking, like...
I remember the first day I met you on a job site, and I thought you were the laziest motherfucker in the planet. But the reason why I liked you so much is because you were so chill, you were so nice to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like... This guy's actually not that bad. He's not that bad. But then, like, so...
Talk about lazy, though. Like, dude, like my mind was, like, it was all in this. Like, I would take the elevator. It'd be one flight of stairs. I would take the elevator because, dude, I have a massive leg day coming up, dude.
See, that's...
Or he's got a welt on his leg.
Yeah, either one.
Either one.
Can't drag it up a stair.
There was times.
We're not gonna talk specifics, you know what I mean?
There was times where, like, you would be like, oh, man, my back. Oh, my legs really hurt today. My knees, I can't. And you literally said, like, I can't do anything today. And, like, I remember no work got done that day. So, and then now I'm looking at the man that's probably the main reason. But it's all good because, like, now you're a foreman. You don't even have to do work anymore. Let's be real.
Tell me more.
Where do I sign up? Yeah, no shit.
You're like, you paid your dues as a plumber, as an apprentice plumber. Now you're a foreman.
Big iPad.
You are the big. You're a big shot now, guy. You're a big shot, and it's actually crazy too because you're what 24, 25?
I'm 24. Yeah.
24. You're 24 years old, right? You're already not to, I don't want to like boast you in your ego, but I'm going to.
Oh, great.
6-time champion, undefeated.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I can't get him to use the iPad to turn on music or sign in a custom or nothing, dude. He won't check
The problem is
What were you saying, Tiago? Yeah.
No, but being such a young age, being a foreman, that's a lot of like, I feel like that's a lot of stress because like I see it with my brother. He's 40 years old and he's so stressed out.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stress being like put on top of you. Like, how do you handle that? Like being a foreman, like what's your like, you know?
Being a foreman in general?
Yeah, like a plumbing foreman. Yeah.
Yeah. The longer I do it, obviously, I'm really starting to get used to it and like not letting it stress me the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, and it's tough to do it and not bring it home with you. You know what I mean? And think about, oh shit, there's so much shit to do the fucking next day, do this.
Because that's what like a lot of foremen have to think. Like you have to think outside of work. Like like how do you have to? Because then I feel like if you start thinking more and more about your work, it's gonna affect everything else. So that's why I feel like you're like kind of special because at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you leave it there. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, tomorrow's another day.
And that I've been like, especially as of recently within the past couple months, I have been definitely getting better at fucking like making that switch mentally. You know what I mean? Like, because when I first got introduced to the whole foreman thing,
you were scared. I remembered. You were so scared. You're like, I remember you kept on telling me and Phil like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. Like you didn't have no confidence in yourself. But I literally been like, Mike, like trust me, you can run circles around these guys. Kids.
Right.
But I didn't understand like because it was a huge position you were in.
Yeah.
And this is the first time you're doing it. You know.
It was just. I mean, it was definitely a lot. Like, it was a lot right away. You know what I mean? Because that's pretty much the only way to do it. Like, you can't just fucking like dabble in the foreman thing. They're gonna throw you to the fucking wolves. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you just gotta do. But like going back to what I was saying, like I've been slowly getting better at flipping that switch, like mentally, just leave it at fucking 2 o'clock and just come here and do my thing. Because it definitely, for a little bit, it was making it a little difficult to do, like to compete in this, just from the fucking stress of it all. You know what I mean?
Because you were overthinking it, probably, right?
Thinking everything. Like even while I'm at work, I'm thinking about this when like I should be thinking about fucking all of that or whatever the case is. But
I bet Shaun didn't like it when like you were probably thinking about like 2-inch pipe. You know what I mean?
No, he did not like that at all. You don't got to tell him, dude. Don't even get him started.
So
worst time of my life.
So how do you now being like a really good foreman, a successful fighter, how do you merge both of them? Like how can you use one with the other? You know what I mean? Is there ways to use one of them like together? You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, you don't fucking put that thing in, dude. I'll fucking
give me a nice 3 to 9 guy.
No, honestly, like you were saying, the whole stress part, like I've literally said to myself, dude, if I can get out there, get half naked and fucking like in front of my friends and family and like gym and like coaches and stuff and like fight somebody, then like I can manage a couple guys and put some fucking pipes in the wall, you know what I mean?
It's like the old analogy, pretend everybody's wearing the underwear. So
right.
Yeah. So you just probably think about that at work every day, you know what I mean?
Guys in their underwear, that's it.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's 2024. We can think whatever we want to think.
Thank you.
But pull your shorts up, serve up a couple leg kicks.
If it works, it works.
That's it.
You know?
I've been trying to get Mike to wrestle for like the longest time. And
there are weight classes for a reason.
He's too little to wrestle.
I think it's because you fight at what, 135, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a big thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. Fucking cutting weight. How the fuck do you guys do it? Like that's insane. Like I want you might be the guy to talk to about that.
This guy's a fucking animal.
Gotta eat your vegetables.
No way. No, because I remember one time.
I made Mike eat his vegetables too.
No, there was I remember there was a week.
He
Mike
loves Caesar salads, dude. Throw a chicken Caesar salad wrap in this kid's face.
There was a week where it was I think it was fight week, and you were cutting a few pounds. You like, I'm not trying to sound mean, but you look like sick. You look horrible. And I'm like, are you okay? Like, and you're like, I can only drink water. I'm like, what? Yeah. And it was Monday, and like I'm assuming like this like.
Yeah, I look like that one gym douche. I walk around the jobs with a gallon of water.
Did you ever put anything in those waters, or just straight water? Like, did you put salt or no? No.
Yeah, ask him all about it. Salt is a no-no when you cut.
Oh, you can't have salt in general.
you retain water after like 150 milligrams of salt. So everything's package reading and looking at your macros, trying to figure out what
So
your
you
intake
technically
is.
can't eat during like
Oh, you
fight
eat
week,
for sure.
but
Yeah,
I was always under the assumption of like very
no,
little,
it's-
but mainly
There's
water.
guys that do it the wrong way, and they go up to the scale,
And they
sucked
pass out.
out, and they're emaciated and starving to death. Whatever, there's right ways to do it. It comes down to the discipline of the fighter, really. When you say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna need you to start eating like this," and I give you the thing, and you go home like you stuff Oreos in your face, like you're an asshole. I gave you the thing to do. You did it wrong, So there's a certain way, especially if you catch it in time, there's certain amounts of healthy weight that you could average out per week and say, hey, look, it's healthy if you lose 4 pounds a week and hit this type of number in this amount of time, and
That's great. I honestly don't know how you guys do it. I couldn't do it. There's no way. I think it's a lot of discipline.
It's all
discipline.
in your mind, man.
I think that's what the big thing is.
1,000% it is.
Is that one of the hardest parts about fighting, like cutting the weight? Because it seems like the actual fighting is the enjoyable part. Like I've never fought, but it seems like that's the craft, that's the skill, that's like the fun part. Is the cutting the weight like the worst part of?
Yeah, getting in shape, depending on how out of shape you are to get into shape, sucks the life out of you, because essentially there's in shape. You mentioned the gym that's downstairs. I'm willing to take any one of those guys and put them in a fight for 3 minutes, and it's a different kind of cardio. So as fast or hard as you can push weights or run the sled or do a football drill or a basketball drill or a hockey drill or some kind of thing like that, unless you're a fighter and you do that type of fighting activity, there's no things that really equal up to it. And then on top of it, you have all the other kind of chemical things that happen inside of your body with your adrenaline and your cortisol, and all these levels of testosterone in men change. So you have to kind of learn how to accept those kind of things and deal with them through camps, and when to look for the dumps and how to use those kind of different signals in your mind. And it's a lot more than just dieting, although again, I'd say that the discipline to show up, to train past your limits, and then recover properly. Because when you train, again, no one's looking. I say, hey, ride the bike like this or punch the bag like that, and then I go and do a bunch of other stuff or put some other fighters on or whatever the case is, and you're supposed to be there doing your work. So if you're doing it subpar,
then you're just going to get subpar.
You're just going to get subpar when
results.
It's time to go in the ring. Right. You're going to know that you slacked off. It's going to hit you in your mentality. It's going to hit you in your subconscious. You're going to be junk, Your emotions will hit you, because the honest truth is that there was more in the tank when we were in the gym training, and you left it in the tank instead of expelling all the energy and getting it all out there and staying disciplined on your diet. If you cut the weight the right way, or if you sucked it all out in the sauna, or starved yourself the last week like Mike White did.
Do you see that in like obviously the younger generation, compare, I'll use the trades as an example. The younger generation for us, I know that I'm a little bit older than you, Mike, but kids that are coming out of high school now, they don't really give that devotion and that time that they want to give. Same thing goes with not MMA, martial arts, where you guys have to devote so much time. You got to be disciplined. Same thing with plumbing, where you got to be disciplined too. You know what I mean? So do you think the younger generation has a problem with that, or is it just the person itself?
I think that generationally, it's fewer and farther between. I think there's overall in the culture less of a message and a push for it, where there's more of a kind of take your foot off the gas and relax and break and chill out a little bit more and enjoy this and enjoy that. And to me, I think the reality is that if you front load the hard work when you are young, that you can enjoy some of the bigger stuff when you're older versus when you
enjoy now and have to front load later on in life.
Right. So I think that maybe the message is just getting mixed up, but I think that if there was a constant funnel of kids that had to go through a program like this or through a gym like this, that you'd probably get a turnout of the same number of kids that are getting hit when they get exposed to something like this. I just think that there's less exposure, but I think that everything's like a pendulum. It's going to swing back this way eventually anyways. You're already kind of seeing it in some of the other pieces of our society, like in the colleges versus the high school, where some of the high school generations now kind of pushing against some of the thoughts of what the college kids are doing now. So it's just kind of a matter of time where those high school kids that are pushing back get to college, and then everybody moves on a generation, and then they raise kids, and now you've influenced another generation to be, hardworking and going for stuff, to do stuff that is hard on purpose instead of trying to find the path of least resistance or whatever that might be.
You actually said something where a lot of you can actually use it as like a business owner, or if you're starting off your own business, self-employed, whatever, where the front load, you do it at a young age where you can cruise like in your 30s and your 40s. I feel like I see a lot of that with like young business owners now, where they like push, and then now they're like at 30, 40 years old, they don't have to do anything anymore because they did the work in the beginning.
Again, I think that the information at it depends on what you're talking generationally, right? And who's talking, who's having the kids, who we're talking about. I think inevitably it ends up on the generation that influenced the next one, right? So you got the generations that influenced my generation versus my generation that's influencing the next one, and so forth, right? So I think that it's going to really depend on, again, that's going to swing the pendulum kind of back and forth.
Do you recommend martial arts to people, like, to kind of develop that sort of...
He's not going to do
what
that.
the heck? Come on down.
I know it's a softball question, but it's like, because there's a lot to it, right? Like, you sort of touched on it a little bit. Like, in martial arts, there's that, if you don't do the work, you're going to get punched in your face, and there's a lot of dire consequences for not doing the work, right? With other sports, it's like you might lose a game, but it's not as...
It depends on what you're doing. I ultimately look at martial arts in America like different activities, and there's different styles of martial arts, there's different styles of MMA gyms, there's different styles of Muay Thai gyms, whatever have you, where some of them are geared towards fighters, some of them are geared towards women or kids, some of them are geared towards fitness, and they're using martial arts as the umbrella that lets you say, hey, I have this kind of gym or that kind of gym, or I do this kind of thing. And eventually you boil it down to what's going on in there, and do you like that activity, essentially, There are lots of martial arts gyms where you're never getting punched in the face. They're doing skills and drills, and they're tapping the bag up and doing all that kind of work, but they're never sparring. They're never punching you in the face. None of the guys that train there are ever going to fight. If they did by chance, they would have done it on their own or had bad advocation from a coach in a gym where they really shouldn't be doing that.
Do you think that's like a mistake on their part to not try sparring out? Is there like something pure about the sparring process as opposed to just training in general?
I think at first that it's something that's should be mandatory. You need to be pressure tested at least a little bit. I mean, there are different schools of thoughts of hard sparring, how much sparring. Everybody talks about Max Holloway sitting on his butt in Hawaii playing video games, getting ready for fights, never spars a day, just does all the drills. But he's been in fights, but he's sparred before. So, again, if you front load the work, then you can
You'd be the best boxer in UFC.
Yeah, man. Take the back road easy, dude.
I fucking love Max Holloway. I'm so glad that you like mentioned that too. Alex is a huge fan of Max Holloway too. So, but
Do you guys watch a lot of UFC, or is it more
From time to time. I mean, we like watching fights, boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, MMA.
you just like people punching each other in the face, you know?
It's fun.
It's fun, right?
It's good entertainment. Even watching a hockey game, you hope a fight happens, right? Everybody.
That's like the best 5 minutes of your life.
Human nature, dude. It's really the thing that I say to everybody, and this is no lie, no sale, no nothing. It's in your DNA. Fighting is in everybody's DNA. And the method that we use here that separates us, it's a differentiator in all the other gyms around, is that we use this model where we put you right on the mat. So if you guys stayed here for the class that starts in a couple hours, wink, wink, we'd put you right in the gear, we'd put you right on the mat, and we'd lay out what the big picture is, and then let you just kind of experiment your way through it. We set parameters, we define it and confine it in the proper ways to start letting you feel it out, just like you would bring a little kid to a basketball court and you would let him throw the ball in the hoop and he could run around, he could go out of bounds, he could do anything he wants, and could bring his friends and they could double dribble and nobody's saying anything until you get a little bit more time on the field or time on the court or time on the mat, and then we start putting these little rules into play and start playing different games with it and give you this kind of real time, real life experience and give you all the tools that you're going to need and show you all the things that you're going to need to see right up front on day one without killing anybody, just like you would scrimmage on your own team and you would tackle your own quarterback, but you'd want to make sure that he could play the game on Sunday against the other team too.
You're a coach here, obviously, right? You're a coach here. How is it like? How is it coaching? First of all, is it difficult? Is it like sort of like
just like anything? I feel like it's just something to get used to. You know what I mean?
How long have you been coaching for?
I've tried to help him whenever I can. You know, for a while now. You know what I mean?
Honest Mike's probably been helping me for like 3 years.
3 years. I've seen the pictures on the wall where Mike's your corner guy. So it's
Mike's my corner guy. He's done private lessons for me. He's helped me run classes.
So would you say like Mike's your right hand man?
I'd say he's definitely one of my hands.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I might have more than one hand, but
yeah. No,
Mike's on there, dude.
We definitely have a fucking, especially now, we have a good solid group here. You know what I mean? Like a lot of trainers, a lot of coaches. You know what I mean? That he's all taught us how to coach. You know what I mean? Like we're just following him in a way of like how to solid ways to teach people that want to learn how to fight, that want to learn how to work out.
So I feel like you need people like that in your life where they teach you they'll teach you stuff at like a gym, but you can actually put it out there in real life. So do you see like Shaun's like methods of teaching bring like
100%.
real life?
Yeah, 100%. Like the way to teach anybody anything or to communicate with people. You know what I mean? Just I've learned a shit ton being here. Not just fighting, but just life. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's definitely you're never not learning when you're doing this shit. Whether it's because of the people around you or discovering things about yourself when you're competing or when you're training. It's just a big learning experience. You know what I mean?
I gotta come to this gym just to see you coach, guys. Just to see you coach. I gotta come. I just want to watch you coach because you coach all ages. I'm assuming, right? Well, obviously there's like probably a cutoff age, but
we start kids at 5, and my oldest client's 80.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, he's turning 80 this week. June 8th, I think, is his birthday.
Wow!
Yeah.
What's your excuse, Tiago?
I'm fat as fuck. That's my excuse.
I got fat guys too. Yeah, I got fat guys too.
Honestly,
little kids, old guys, fat people. Everybody. We all work out together. Everybody's chilling. We're
on the record, Mike just fucking called me a piece of shit. I'm going to go on the record. I'm a piece of shit.
Tomato.
There is no excuse for me not coming to the gym. So I'm gonna have to start coming to the gym, guy. Because then
you too, buddy.
I was trying to hide over here.
Oh, you look like you're in shape, dude.
He's in shape.
Oh,
he's in shape.
I can lift weights. I just don't know if I can get.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, just keep your hands up, dude. You'll be all right.
Just circle of life. Just keep your hands up.
Just move your head. Keep your hands.
So you mentioned that you graduated culinary arts.
I did, yeah.
I graduated culinary arts. That's something that we share, which is very cute.
We'll make each other cupcakes.
Protein cupcakes, though. You know, protein cupcakes.
Protein
We gotta stay healthy.
Low carbs.
Low carbs, as you can tell. Low carbs. But was it always like when you were in high school? Did you always like want to do that, or were you
rock
always
star? No.
I know you wanted to be a rock, but like when you were in high school, though.
When I did the band thing through high school, and I really did think that I could have done something with it. I still even enjoy production and editing, and all the videos and stuff you see on my Instagram is all from me just being a fan of buying microphones and hooking them up to my phone and following different channels on how to film and how to photograph, and it's just something that's fun to me. The production thing is fun to me. I like being on podcasts. I like interviewing other guys and setting them up and making clips and sound bites and putting stuff out. So I really thought that was always going to be part of something I was doing. The culinary thing was something that I just felt like it was a necessity of life.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that 100%.
You got to know how to cook. You got to know how to eat, and it's something that you can bring to the table when you're in a group or a team. There's been so many opportunities in my life, and even as a fighter and even as a coach, where I've been able to travel with these guys, and I'm like, yo, just go get this, and this at the store, and they come home, and I'm like fucking cracking eggs with fucking 3 hands.
Hibachi,
I'm wearing a chef hat. They're like, what the?
Dude, I'll tell the story to everybody that fucking...
On record.
On the record.
We're in New York.
Oh, this is after your big one. This is that
before.
Oh, it was before. Okay.
Before the fight. Like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
That's what you're talking about?
I think it was it might have been the morning of the fight. Okay. You know, doing our thing. We're waking up, you know what I mean? Big day ahead of us, you know. And I wake up to Shaun in the kitchen. You know, he's doing something. He's doing Shaun, whatever Shaun does. And I sit down on the couch. It's like an Airbnb style. I'm in the living room. I'm just watching him. Dude, he tosses the towel over his shoulder, dude. You know what I'm saying? He has 2 eggs in one hand. Dude,
you can crack an egg with one hand?
Yeah.
Dude, that's such a hard thing to do.
Yeah, 2 of them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's hard. That's hard to do, man.
He's no joke.
That's hard.
He's no joke.
Holy,
it's a real deal.
So,
I was amazed. That was the point.
Was that your story? I thought that was gonna be like something.
Whole story.
I thought it was gonna be like something like crazy out of it, like.
You guys gonna crack a egg with one hand? I can't do it. So.
It's hard, dude. I can't even do it anymore, but I used to do it back in the day. It's like, what's that guy from Scary Movie 2 with the fucked up hand, you know? But, oh man, I thought you were gonna go like, fucking be like, yo, he made
filet mignons.
Yeah. He was like chefing it up. All of a sudden, a big ball of fire just happened, and we had to like, you know, evacuate the Airbnb.
I did not give a shit about what he made after that point.
Was it good? Did you eat it?
Yeah, I'm sure I ate it.
What do you mean you're sure you ate it?
I can't remember, dude. All I remember is him fucking...
You remember getting punched in the face that night?
Yes. Yes.
What's your go-to dish to make?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
That is a really...
Because I'll tell you mine all day, fucking chicken parm, but with penne pasta though. Chicken parm's a classic.
How do you feel about
Okay,
that?
yeah, that's all right. I mean...
The reason why I say that is because it's very carb.
I think pasta's kind of a cop-out, you know? unless you're hand rolling the penne.
Yeah,
you know,
like
you gotta make the dough.
You gotta get fresh pasta.
Don't bring me.
I'm going to Italy. I'm going to
this guy.
Not bring me no box of pasta.
I love steak and potatoes too. I fuck with that too.
I'll tell you what. One of my go-tos signature dish would be steak with bourbon Dijon sauce. It's phenomenal.
Can you get that at stores or not? You make it yourself?
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess I gotta say it so I can get the recipe.
What the hell? He said you buy it in a store.
No, because it sounded like
your penne. I know it sounded official. I used to write menus.
So obviously, this is actually one of the coolest spots I've been at. Like one of my favorite spots I've been recording at. I think yours too. 100%. The last spot we were at, we were kind of like a man cave, but they had the same type of like graffiti art over here. and that's why it like resembled. But you guys got a fucking ring.
Yeah,
You know, you got all
we
these
do
like.
whatever we wanted here.
You got Mike's 7 championships on the walls over there.
There,
You know.
there we go.
Yeah.
And then Shaun, you've won quite a bit of titles too, right? You've obviously, how long have you been fighting? Because I know you're not retired. Let's be real. You got one more fight in you. I know you do.
Fighting
sound
for
like me.
about 12 years.
Were you professional for 12 years or?
No.
Oh no. Okay.
No, I fought amateur before I fought professionally. I fought probably something close to like 30 amateur fights and then like close to 10 pro fights.
So 40 fights altogether. Holy shit. 12 years. You said right?
Yeah, I
Wow.
fought MMA when it was fresh on the scene around here, and I did terrible. I had a karate background, like I said before, so I had some decent striking. I was ballsy, had the guts to get in there. Yeah, a little wax on, wax off.
Mr. Miyagi over here. You
Then I
know.
was getting the double leg. Those cunts were throwing me on my head. It was horrible. So I fought off my back for about 5 MMA fights.
Fought
Did
off my back.
it was pretty bad for 5 goes. By the end, I had a couple of good ones that went the distance and, you know, some split decision stuff. But then I switched gears into boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, stopped with all the wrestling MMA stuff, and that was it for me.
Man, I don't even know how like I could barely like a regular fist fight for like 2 minutes, let alone 12 fucking years getting punched in the face. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's that. Kudos to you, sir.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love every second of it. I could never imagine myself doing anything else. I could never imagine myself going back to cooking, and even
you don't see enjoyment in cooking as you see enjoyment in
I
this.
see enjoyment in cooking. I ran a smoker cookout last Sunday. I got another.
Where was my invite? Where's my invite?
You're invited now.
Yeah.
Hey, I got another thing I'm doing for a couple of guys on Friday. I got a big thing at the end of this month. I'm running a smoker again. I enjoy cooking, but the business that goes with cooking is different than the business that goes with this. There's the restaurant, there's the business of cooking the food and making the drinks and serving the people and, you know, going out
There's a lot
there
behind the scenes. There's a lot behind the scenes.
Yeah, but then you got to sit in the office and you got to do all inventory and
all the
manage
paperwork.
overhead and do all this kind
sucks.
of, it's terrible work.
It's not fun.
It's
not
terrible
fun.
work.
I'd rather instead of doing like all that fucking paperwork I used to do back in the day, because I worked in restaurants before I became into plumbing, I would rather just be at a gym and just like deck people in the face. You know what I mean? So
I mean, Grant, look, there's stuff that goes with this business. The same because I got to keep books. I got to pay employees and contractors and, paint the walls, buy this stuff, and you got to keep up to date with everything. Keep stuff going. I got to bring in superstars to do seminars. I got to teach classes. I got to bring people in and manage and do all the things that other businesses have to do if I want this place to run successfully.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I have a bad day and Mike wants to spar,
you're gonna spar with Mike.
We get to blow off some steam at the office. It's a lot different than if you get mad at shots.
So, what's one of your keys of success for being a successful business owner to people that want to become business owners? Because you've been doing this for quite a while now. What's your key to success? For young people.
I'd say if you're young and you want to try something, then take the leap. Just do it. I figured out real early that I wanted to be my own boss, and I thought that I wanted to do it as a restaurateur, and I probably could have picked myself up off my bootstraps, when I had my first rock bottom incident, and I could have maybe done this gym thing part-time and got into cooking pretty easily and got back on my feet faster or whatever the case is, but I took this road because it was another kind of take that leap. It's exciting, it's something new, and, I was young, do it now, and for people that are older too, I'm 38 now, and
You look great, by the way. Just saying.
Bro,
You look great for 38,
yeah,
guy.
my man. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, just do it, man. If you hate your job, just quit it, dude. Just
hang on.
No, I'm dead ass, bro. Like
You gotta have at least a backup plan, maybe.
No, I'm serious. Like if you got like a passion, though, I'm saying like
Okay,
You know,
yeah,
you want to start something. You got like a whatever. You do side work, and you go to this deadbeat job that you fucking hate the boss and all this stuff. Just quit that shit, man. Just
Because it's destroying you mentally. Being there
destroys you.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that 100%.
Of course. And even this, like I'm saying, like I'm using a funny joke as beating Mike up like an example, but like I get to go and punch a heavy bag whenever I want. I get to blow off steam or do some deadlifts, hit the weights.
Where in a restaurant you can't do that.
I'm not doing that at a restaurant.
Yeah.
I can't go yell at a customer and be like, all right, listen, dude, this is terrible. The onion rings came back 3 times. Like, why don't you and me go in the walk-in? You know what I mean? Like, no, you can't do it.
I wish we could handle
You
problems
could,
like that.
dude.
It would
I
have
wish
been
you
so much
could,
easier
but,
for
like,
me.
You know, if someone doesn't pay their bill, they show up, you're like, yeah, you can stay for today. Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
No, you know, like, but seriously, it's it's different here. It's a different environment. It's different work. And even when I've done business coaching and read business books and whatever, I talk to these guys and they're like, you got to talk to somebody in your field because this is like the way that you're talking about business and how you guys do business. It's like, it's so different. It's so unheard of. You know, it's
unorthodox,
it's
right?
unorthodox to the way that, you know, like even my employees are private contractors, and it's just a different thing, you know. The way you're getting help, the hours that you're operating, everything's, you know, your prime times are different. Everything's different.
Mike, do you see yourself becoming a business owner one day, or you just?
That's the goal.
So all right, but do you want to be a plumbing business owner, or do you want to open up your own gym?
That is a good question.
Ooh,
That is a great question.
That is a
Hey, do you do this move?
So, I mean, if you want both, you can have both.
Tiago.
Remember what I said, Mike.
If you want both,
I still have 2 hours here, buddy. All right. All right. Hey.
But in all honesty, like you'd see yourself becoming a business owner, right? Yeah. And obviously, like Shaun being a business owner, you're learning from that too. Do you see yourself? This is a big question. Do you see yourself being a plumbing business owner, or do you yourself, hey, I'm going to venture out, open my own gym, and like, come on.
That's a deep question, Tiago.
I know we do deep questions around him, like.
No, but that's like there's so many variables, dude. You know what I mean?
So you definitely do want to become a business owner. You just don't know in what yet.
Yeah, it's either one. It's one or the other.
Okay. So, but you don't want to do both.
That's all I do. You know.
I plumb. You put the pipe in, guy, and they fucking knock people out like
I
casual, like clock
so.
in, clock out.
You know.
I've seen the fights. Trust me, I'm afraid of you.
Yeah, this guy. But no, that's the goal, man. You know what I mean? Just to work for myself one day. That's it.
Because you like that freedom, right? I think that's what it comes down to, like having that freedom, like not being your own boss, like Shaun said, where you don't have like the higher ups like nagging at you 24/7.
Right. You know.
I'm hoping that this podcast takes off one day. That way I don't have I don't have to like plumb anymore. I enjoy plumbing.
You are taking off, dude. Come on.
I think after this episode, I think if Shaun promotes the fuck out of this guy,
Bro, you got it. Kidding me?
Love that for us.
But my main goal right now is to get my license in plumbing.
Yeah.
After that, wherever God wants to take me, God's gonna take me. That's it.
No, that's it.
So.
I mean, you're already doing the whole foreman thing too. You know what I mean? That's why
I'm not foreman. Don't disrespect Phil like that. I'm a lead. I'm a tier 2 lead.
I gotcha.
But I'm just trying my best. That's it. I'm just trying to do my job.
Dude, I'd go in he's not a foreman. I'd go in the Connex box. I'd go in the
talk
Connex box, and there's Tiago in the nice recline chair sending emails, fucking ordering lists.
Yeah, because the boys need it. That's why.
I gotcha.
Stand for the boys.
I gotcha.
Yeah. And our motto here is we are cracking the cold with the boys. Even though I'm pretty sure you don't probably allow Mike near beer because he probably passed out within the first 3 sips.
All right, come on, Tiago.
Mike's a Captain Morgan guy, dude. You don't know that?
Yeah, no, trust me. I remember one time we had a Christmas party. He took 3 sips. He was like that.
He's fucking full of shit.
He was like, I'm cutting weight, so I can't really drink.
Yeah, he couldn't handle his liquor then. Oh, that happens, dude, if you don't eat all day.
You also eat like crazy too. Just saying, you do eat. Yeah, and I don't know where it goes.
Fucking all over the mat. He's kicking the shit out of me. That's what.
All right, actually, I have a question for both of you, and I'll ask one at a time. Mike, your greatest accomplishment being a plumber. Okay, we'll do that one first. And obviously, greatest accomplishment being a culinary arts guy. And then both questions for you guys is greatest accomplishment as a fighter. So I know it's kind of on the hot seat, but I feel like plumbing would be a little bit easier to start off with because you have a lot of accomplishments here, 14-0 and 6 championships.
I've done all right. Honestly, with the whole plumbing thing, probably getting my license.
Yeah, which one?
The Massachusetts one.
Because that was one of the hardest ones to get, right?
Yeah, and it just opens up so many doors,
Did you pass the first time?
No, second.
A lot of people failed the first time. Did you fail the math or did you just fail altogether?
I feel just the math.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like the math's like the hardest part of it.
Yeah, and fighting, dude.
That's a tough one. I don't know.
That's a tough one.
If you want to give it to Shaun, maybe you could say like something about the culinary arts, his greatest accomplishment as a culinary arts guy. And then we'll go right into the fighting because I know you have a lot of accomplishments too.
I guess one of my greatest accomplishments in culinary was came runner-up at the Chili Chowder Fest, which is one of the local things in East Bridgewater. If you're from around here, it's kind of a big deal. They do it at their commercial club over there.
So you came in second place.
So I came in second place, runner-up at the Chili Chowder Fest, and I ran an unorthodox chowder, a white chicken chowder, and people went nutty for it.
I'm getting so fucking hungry right now, dude.
Gotta do it.
I need to like not eat. So I don't know if you have one or Mike, if you have one, your greatest accomplishment as a fighter.
Probably the first amateur championship.
And which one was that, if you don't mind me asking? If you can remember.
Yeah, it was. It was at this local smoker show. It's called Wishers. Mark Wisher's the guy that owns the show.
Shout out to Mark Wishes.
Shout out Mark Wisher.
that definitely might be my proudest moment because this kid that we ended up fighting was he had a lot more experience than me at the time, and I was kind of shitting my pants, dude. You know what I mean? I was a little scared, but
rightfully so. You're going into a fight, You're
right,
going into a war.
Yeah, and I only had like a handful of fights at the time. You know what I mean? And
now, was this before you went into? Did you have headwear on or no?
This one I had gear.
You had gear on the whole nine, right?
Yeah, but this guy, we did our thing. Like he was taking me to fucking seminars with like famous fighters, and we were like going up to Boston to train, and we're putting in the extra work, and it was just it was that very first that first
championship.
Yeah, that first
were your balls
let's
heavy
go,
that night? Like you were like, I'm the fucking man. Did you? Come on, be real.
It was, dude. I know. I mean,
come on, you're too humble,
dude. It's definitely a fucking team effort, though. Like you can't do shit without your fucking team, dude.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with that.
So that was definitely a big team W for sure.
That's great.
That's my proudest moment.
What about you, Shaun? Your proudest moment as a fighter, or a coach? Whatever, anything related to fighting, I guess.
I guess that where I'm at now with this place is kind of a testament to both. When I started the school originally, like I said, I was doing MMA as a hobby and doing it quite poorly. So I had some experience and some exposure on the local scene, and none of it was very impressive for anybody to talk about. And I felt some type of way where I had this gym and these people coming here to learn to protect themselves or to learn a skill that I felt like was lacking. And I went out and personally put myself in these positions where I was training and fighting to the extent where I could pass that knowledge on and still have respect for myself at the end of the day. So I'd say that my biggest accomplishment is fighting for notoriety of this gym in the long
To make
run.
sure like this gym is on the
This
map.
gym is on the map, and not just on the map because I paid Google to put me at the top of the search engines, right?
Like, you're producing champions
and
over here,
People
guy.
know me. People know who I am. People know this gym. People have heard about it in the area, and they know that it's a reputable gym. People recommend that others come here. There's a ton of people that call me up and they're, oh yeah, somebody referred me over here. I know so-and-so. They were talking about you. Oh, you know, this is that. Your gym's real close to my friend, my aunt, my sister, whatever it is, you know. And like I said, just fighting for that notoriety where people know your name, or when people say who it is, that, oh yeah, I've heard of that guy, you know, or oh, I've heard of that gym. So I think that's probably my greatest accomplishment.
And you absolutely deserve it 100%, my man.
Thank you.
You deserve it 100%. Mikey, you deserve every single championship that you have. And I hope the next fight.
What about you guys?
Oh.
Hey, proudest moment, dude.
And my whole entire life?
We could go there.
Or my podcast. Or plumbing.
Go plumbing.
I don't think I have I think my proudest accomplishment in plumbing is probably like I ran the HVAC over in Swansea.
Yeah.
And like Jaden helped me. Shout out to Jaden.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy. But he had to go to another job site, so I was pretty much on my own, doing it on my own. And I fucking knocked it out of the park, guy. Fucking passed tests, everything like that. So I think right now that's like probably my proudest accomplishment in plumbing. So, what about you, man?
Luckily, I'm not a plumber, so I can kind of kick this question.
He said luckily. Piece of shit.
Get out of jail free card.
What's your proudest accomplishment, I guess, in like life?
That's a big question.
My proudest accomplishment is my dog. I love my dog so much. I got a dog.
Shout out my dog. Yeah.
I love he's home right now, and but
Gotta wrap up this podcast. I gotta feed my dog.
yeah, I gotta like rush home. Like, hey, it's okay. Daddy didn't leave yet. No way. But I think that's like personally like that's definitely like a proud moment for me. I got a dog and everything like that. I've always wanted the dog too, like that. So I love my boy. I fucking love him.
Nice.
I'd kill for him. Yeah, I'd fucking kill for him. You know, you would kill for your kids. Like that's the same mindset. Like I'd kill for him.
I love that for you.
Yeah, but you gotta be training because my mentor says always you gotta be response able, not response willing. Just because you're willing to kill for them doesn't mean you're able to. Huh?
Damn.
That's a mic drop.
Yeah, I think.
Shout out to all the parents out there too.
Shout out to all the parents.
Want to keep their kids safe. Right?
Obviously, we know you guys have a session to do, so we're gonna wrap this up right now. Thank you so much for letting us do this podcast here. It's been a blast.
Man, it was awesome.
Guys, if you are looking to defend yourself, if you're looking for a new hobby, if you're looking for anything, if you want to get into fighting, you see this guy right here. You come to Red Steel Martial Arts in Taunton, Lakeville area. And you ask for Mike or you ask for Shaun and tell him Tiago sent you.
That's it. You get the Tiago special.
Yeah, give him a 3-piece combo with the soda, you know? All right, this has been Too Legit. I'm Tiago. That's Alex. This has been Mike.
Already. Okay.
This has been Mike. And this has been Shaun. We'll catch you guys next time.